Hey, what's up? My name is Jared Hankins. I'm an artist based in Denver, Colorado. Oh, where to begin? My career's taken kind of a lot of twists and turns. I started off just after college in ink and watercolor, just doing some portraits of kind of fashionable portraits of women, and got some notoriety, got in some galleries, sold out some shows, and I was thinking, God, this is easy. Little did I know. I knew that there was kind of a ceiling, or both creatively and from an artistic standpoint of what I wanted to do with ink, and I started to teach myself how to paint. I started in acrylics and moved pretty quickly out of acrylics into oils within a couple paintings. I used acrylic to do some underpaintings and those kind of things, but for the most part I pretty much moved right into oils, and I've painted in oils for the last over 20 years. In 2001 I was commissioned to do a few paintings for some auctions that I donated to auctions going back to the firefighters in New York after 9/11, and it was the first time I had an opportunity to paint realism and in sort of a Trompe l'oeil style with dimension and actual shading, and it really, for whatever reason, it really resonated with me. The fabric, painting rust and burnt edges and kind of the wear and tear on something really resonated with the way that I found character in objects. And I began a whole series of different still lifes and these images of that I kind of refer to as universal memories or universal thoughts of subjects, where you might piece together a handful of images to kind of develop one idea. Images that you could, bowling alleys and farms and places that you could literally, viscerally almost smell as you looked at these pieces. It taught me a lot because I was doing a lot of fine work with my oils for the first time. From about 2006 to 2015 or so, I had a company with another artist doing large format abstract work. So outside of gallery work, I was doing work finishing images in resin and doing large format work for hotels like the Four Seasons and JW Marriott's and the Ritz-Carltons of the world, and did a lot of large residential. Abstracts were interesting for me because I always loved color fields, and I loved creating different textures and colors, combining color combinations that I thought were interesting. And that work ultimately just taught me a ton about composition. I think it's true that artists end up doing abstract work because of composition, because of balance and tones and textures, and being able to express something that is not necessarily expressible in realism. But what it did do for me is start to consciously frame my compositions so that I could create more contemporary looks for traditional imagery. This was specifically true in the structures that I created. Taking objects like bridges and roller coasters and making them into, taking the graphic shape and making it into a composition was something that I found fascinating and still find fascinating today. In 2015, I was commissioned to do some work for the Ritz-Carlton in Bachelor Gulch, and they wanted some pieces of buffaloes for a new restaurant that they were putting up called Buffaloes, oddly enough. But American bison, and I saw these loosely framed as old tintypes or something that you would see in the West, but needed to be more contemporary for the setting. And so I worked in black and white and brought in these tones of kind of purples and blues, and ended up really reshaping my whole style. That's when I started with a lot of the vertical lines and the linear work, and it translated into everything that I do is really starts from the substrate. I paint all of the gesso, and everything is prepped with the intention to have it finish as kind of with vertical streaks and imperfections, and have it feel loosely based on old photography. Moving forward, I'm incredibly flattered that Marshall was interested in representing me, and when they approached me about what they wanted to see, it was really a pretty carte blanche and an open plate. They referred to work that I've painted over 20 years, and so I was really excited to be able to share that with them and have them represent me in Arizona, and I look forward to many paintings to come, all based most likely on the West.